Hello guys, once again it's Matt, and today we have another video. Thank you all the members, all the patrons. Make sure to subscribe and let's get into it. And we are flying out again the Tornado ADV, the F3 variant of the British or the UK, right? It is an aircraft that, if you didn't notice, it got a buff. And for some reason, I really don't know. You will see I think I recorded 4 games. And for some reason, every single gamer was killing like 5 people on it. I seriously, like, I haven't had that many aces in a row in a very long time. I don't know what is happening. I don't know if it's the BR or if it's the actual buff that they actually did on the ADV. Apparently they changed the way that some of the coefficients work and the lift and other stuff, so it should be turning a little bit better. So it's pulling a little bit more G's and stuff. But I don't know if it's only that, man. I don't know. Maybe I got lucky in these matches. So yeah, but still using the low altitude, normally low altitude flying and getting people a surprise, it is always the goodest, the better strategy in this aircraft. And you can really feel it right now. I don't know why, but I don't know if it's faster, as I said, or you're able to avoid missiles and turn a little bit better. The amount of countermeasures that he has, it helps a lot. So it is actually a fairly good aircraft right now. You just have to play it right, you know. The defensive part is still a problem. You still don't have too much that you can actually do when they are attacking you. But nonetheless, it is fun to fly. So yeah, let's comment on these battles that I was making, and just for you to kind of have an example of maybe the improvements that we had in the aircraft. As I said, the main thing was the ability to turn a little bit better, especially when you are fully swept wings. You can actually turn a lot more. It's like when you are really light, it is 1.4 G's more, so it is a considerable amount, considering that this aircraft didn't turn at all actually before. So yeah, as you see here, the strategy that I'm always using is burn and go away. Just, defensives are just, there are faster aircraft than you, but you have a lot of countermeasures, so you can always bring them to friendlies or to the airfield and you can deal with it. You just have to play it smart. I think it's an aircraft that it is hard to actually learn how to use. It is not easy to use. It is an aircraft that has a lot of limitations, especially in the performance department. It is not fast, it doesn't turn well, but still it can be used. So yeah, here for example, this MiG-23ML was basically chasing me from the start of the match, right? And I managed to kill like 4, I think, guys, while I was basically trying to get away from it, or actually like 2 or 3, or 2 I think, but then I already had 2 kills right before he started to chase me, and he basically ended up chasing me for the whole battle until I managed to get him to the airfield, and then he tried to attack me and it was basically GG still. He had to just turn away because of the AA systems, and then I just launched an A9L and got him, and that was basically the last kill that I got in that battle. So an ace, right? So yeah, that's the strategy that I'm using. See right here, again in the start of the match, flying really low to just mask myself a little bit and protect myself against missiles. I think one of the main problems with the aircraft, obviously, is the turning, but specifically trying to actually turn and notch missiles. It does take a while to turn sometimes, and a missile is flying at Mach 4 sometimes, and that at those speeds, you barely can have time to actually kill something or just avoid a missile. So it's something that you really need to consider when you are trying to fly this aircraft. Flying low really does help. As I said, I think turning capabilities are better, as you see, pulling 8, 9 Gs with fully swept wings, which is pretty alright. But still, it doesn't save the aircraft. You use a lot of the countermeasures. Countermeasures are your main friend. As you see, I got jumped by an F-16, so I know that I will lose a dogfight with it, and I have a lot of countermeasures. So just maintain the getaway performance here, and just dropping a lot of countermeasures. I'm using flare priority, which is always a nice one to use because at closer ranges, it will really help you against missiles that have IRCCM, like the M9L and the R60M. Mainly, you know, those missiles at closer ranges, they can be very deadly, and the flare priority will help a lot with that. Again, as you see, try to notice that 90% of the kills that I get are people that don't know that I'm there. So always consider this as the main type of kill that you are going to get. People that know that you're there, it's better that you just get away from there because they are one turn from actually getting you and you being too slow to run away, and basically you are dead. So it's something to really consider. These matchmakings are really helping me, even though I am facing F-16s and MiG-29s. The majority of the aircraft are MiG-23s, are F-4s, so yes, you can deal with them without a hitch. As you see over here, I barely managed to do like a 1/8 of a turn, and he already did almost an 180-degree turn. So, and it's just a MiG-23, right? So yeah, it's a very good aircraft, very bad aircraft at turning. As you see, the main strategy or the main tactic that you can use if you do need to go into an evasive with a target that is closer like that, try to do the reverse, right? Try to lose as much speed as possible and try to reversing the enemy in a way that he overshoots. That's basically the only defensive mechanism that you will have in those type of situations. Closer ranges, at head-ons, the sky flashes are amazing. Obviously they do have a lot of energy for that, and the M9Ls always get the people from further away in a code aspect as well, which is always another strategy that you can use. As you see, not a lot of players as well. I mean, my teams were helping me out, so you might have troubles just because of the enemy and the friendlies, you know. I think it is one of those aircraft that I always say this, but it's important to reiterate that I really hate the idea that support airplanes exists. I really don't think support aircraft exist. They are their own aircraft. They're not support, they're just their main aircraft, right? But the thing is, in the game, with the kind of way that everything is, there are some aircraft that have a kind of a secondary role, but in the sense of the way that you play and not the actual role of the aircraft, if you know what I mean. Because all of these matches I'm getting 5 kills, right? But I am kind of a support role. As you see, all the targets don't know that I'm there, right? So what is the support that I'm doing? The support that I'm doing is actually flying lower to the ground, not being the main spearhead of the attack, of the battle, right? And actually getting people that are not paying attention on me and they are paying attention in other targets. So in that sense, it is kind of a support aircraft, but in the normal sense of support aircraft, a support aircraft would never get 5 kills, right? So it's something that you really have to consider when even naming this aircraft or trying to classify it as something, right? It's kind of crazy, but you know what I mean. And here, sorry for that other guy, I managed to kill the enemy, but the friendly passed over my gun as well, and he eventually will get killed, as you see there. So sorry about that, guys. Sorry about you if you are watching this video. But as you see, main tactic goes for the late game as well. Just try to fly low, try to get people by surprise. So as you see here, I'm clearly trying to get somebody by surprise. He eventually saw my missile right before the missile hit it, and he eventually managed to avoid the missile. And as you see here, the F4S is completely going for the other target over there. So he was kind of paying attention to them, but then he paid attention to my missile, fired a flare, and then he went back on a head-on there, paying attention to other targets that are very close. And now this is the opportunity to actually fire the third missile and actually get the kill. So as you see, as I was saying, as I said 3 times already, this aircraft is good at this, you know? People that are not paying attention to you. It is the main source of the plane and the main source of kills for the plane. and it really is a very like really good tactic, especially now that you can actually turn a little bit better. It does help with that a little bit. I feel like the majority of the gameplay, it will not change being able to turn a little bit more, but overall, in the performance overall of the aircraft, it always helps, right? So it's a good change that they did that. And yes, as you see, F-16, I can barely have a chance of trying to turn with it. Just trying to maintain kind of a close position here to maybe try to get a missile shot or something, but it's difficult. So yeah, I think this is the main thing about War Thunder that I love so much, especially in aircraft, is that you can actually use your strengths, if you know them, and the weaknesses of your enemy to actually be able to get a lot of kills, even if an aircraft that is kind of bad or considered bad, or at least try to limit where your aircraft is bad. That's the bare minimum. So for example, here, an aircraft that doesn't turn very well, it's always good to avoid trying to get into dogfights. An aircraft that it's very good at dogfights but very slow, the changes on the way that you fly can be very different. And as you see, the tactic always is working. Flying low, getting people by surprise, even though you have the temptation of actually trying to use a radar in a BVR flying high, it is not worth it. The missiles don't have the energy or the range to outrange an ER or a Phoenix, so it really is not the greatest thing ever. And as you see, I'm being fairly aggressive. All the matches that I'm doing, they're not like side attacking the enemy. I'm always full-fledged to the middle of the map and just trying to get people from below. That's the main tactic that I used in the MiG-21 back in the day, and it's the main tactic that I managed to use in this, and I'm getting a lot of kills, and it becomes a very fun aircraft. So if you haven't tried it, try this. Fly very low, be fast, don't lose your speed. You don't have a lot of acceleration, so use your speed to your advantage. And if you go to the defensive part of the gameplay, you have to always remember you have a lot of countermeasures. So use your countermeasures, use your strengths. Tornado has a lot of weaknesses, but it has a lot of some strengths as well. Not a lot, but strengths that are very good. The countermeasures are one. The missiles are the other. The radar is the other. As you see, for example, here, this is the pinnacle of the strategy of the Tornado. Look, 3 missiles shot, 1, 2, and 3. So 3 kills, very easy. Why? Because they were not paying attention to me. So this is the situation that you need to get into in the Tornado ADV. It's the situation that makes you get a lot of kills and barely get killed any time that you play. It is very fun. As you see already on ACE, I played like, I don't know, 6 matches and I got like 4 aces. It was kind of crazy, man. I was actually waiting for the Formula 1 race, and it was very late here because it was in Australia, so I had just a lot of spare time to wait until the race started on Sunday, right, morning. And I mean, I was just playing for just having fun, right? But it was such in a good streak of battles that I just tried to get a lot of footage for doing this video, because I really managed to feel a little bit of difference. And I don't know why. I don't know, it's because of the strategy or anything like that. It is just working way better than it was, and the aircraft is actually very, very usable right now. If it actually gets the improved radar, not the Type W that it has right now, it will be even better. Maybe in the future, better missiles as well when we get Fox 3s. And yeah, but basically this is it. This is the last kill that I got, so I hope you enjoyed the video. 6 kills in this match, and the other ones I got 5 in each, in all the other ones. So yeah, very, very good to fly right now. For some reason, I don't know what's happening. Maybe it's the buff, maybe I got lucky, but I don't know. Use this strategy and I think it will work. And see you guys in the next one, and bye guys.